Coming up,
it's Lucy Watson.
Hi,
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. I never really got comfortable with feeding in public. Like, it's so bad, and I wish I was. I just was so shy.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I just want to be on my sofa.
When they get distracted as well, and they
Yeah.
just come
Yes.
off, and your boob is just there.
So Barry the trucker's watching you in the cafe like... It might be January, cold, grey and aggressively new year, new me, but we are choosing optimism in 2026.
That's right. In fact, we're already thinking about summer holidays. We're trying to manifest that sunshine. And we've got some amazing, exciting news to say that we have teamed up with Jet2 Holidays.
They're helping us spread a little extra joy this year with our brand new Win of the Week, celebrating those small parenting victories that get you through the chaos.
So send us your wins, big or small, and we'll read them out on the show.
Right, let's get into it.
Right, it's January, new year, new you, all that rubbish. And I do have a win.
Do you?
I do.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so surprised.
I know,
then.
you did sound slightly too surprised. Yeah. This happened at Soft Play.
Yeah.
This parent came over to me and said, "Is this your daughter?" And you only think, oh no.
Yeah.
What's happened?
What's she done?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. Like expecting the worst. And this dad just went, "I just want to say what a lovely little girl she is.
Really?
She just helped my boy and really helped him. He was crying and I couldn't get in there. And she helped him up and helped him and was kind. And he came over to basically say, you've done a great job there." And I was just like, you know, it was like a hallelujah moment. I could hear like the choir of angels behind me. And I just thought, that's exactly what I needed to hear on this dull January shitty day where you kind of think, what am I going to do today with my kids? I don't, you know.
I mean, Soft Play is depressing enough as it is.
Really depressing.
Isn't it?
And
probably quite unhygienic as well.
Very.
Yeah.
And my husband's doing dry January and we all know about it. I'm not. But I just thought that was a lovely thing to say. This dad didn't need to come over and tell me that love, you know.
Do you think maybe he fancied you, Louise? Do you think maybe that's why he's gone into that Soft Play and he's been like, who's that hottie over there?
No, I did not
Oh, is this your daughter? Isn't she lovely? And you're like, oh my God,
No.
he's so lovely.
It was a lovely thing to hear.
Yeah.
And
So nice.
yeah, then of course my daughter was an absolute after that, but anyway. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I'll just do my quick parenting fail.
Yeah.
Because of that word. I was in the car and someone completely cut me up and I just said, "Oh, you absolute And then my daughter said, "Mummy, what's a
Oh God.
And then you're like, oh, well, it's a bit of a naughty word and you shouldn't really say it. And as soon as I say that, then they're like, oh, I'm going to use that word then. So hopefully she doesn't. So yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
So parenting, well, this is a weird, like I'd say a weird triumph, and it sounds quite vain, actually. It really does. But I went to my little boy's school and they had this whole like look at all the work that they've been doing.
Yeah.
And my middle child had made a collage for his screensaver on Pic Collage. And he'd got pictures of me that he'd got on the internet. Now, luckily, I don't have an OnlyFans account or anything like that. No one's seen my old breasticles, not even my husband for a while. But he'd made this collage of his screensaver and it had loads of pictures of us from like our no parental guidance and presenting stuff that I did at the Olympics. I was like, Logan, I said, how come you've made that? And he was like, because I'm really proud of you, Mummy. This is really cool, honestly. And I was like, you are my favourite child. Like, I don't have favourites, but in this very moment, but it's just the way he did it. And it's like,
that's lovely.
My thought association there was, because, you know, I love to go off in a little rant, but I was like, as a working mum, and as a mum that has to make a lot of sacrifices, like when I'm gigging and I miss putting them to bed and when I'm working and don't see them first thing in the morning, and sometimes you are riddled with guilt and think, do they actually realise what we're doing? Like, I'm working to earn money to put food on the table, but also, you know, I'm trying to inspire them and give them a better future. But actually, I was like, do you know what? He's looked at some of the stuff I've done and thought, that's quite cool. Like, Mummy working at Manchester United, that's quite cool. And my eldest child was like, yeah, but I don't like Man United anyway. I was like, yeah, that's not the point, Bradley. But it was just a nice feeling to go, do you know what? Like, kids do notice when, as a mum or a dad, you are out working and it's tough for you, and you always think they don't, but they actually do. They notice more than what you think.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's a great win.
There was a win.
That's a lovely win.
Yeah.
Fail?
And then a fail. I basically was talking to my little boy, about the whole like sex education and stuff like that. And we progressed off that into fighting. These conversations, I don't feel qualified to have, when he's asked me about the sucking, the in, that's where we're at with that. In the next conversation, he said, oh, by the way, I had a fight at school. So I was like, well, we don't condone fighting, and basically a boy had gone up to him and smacked him a couple of times across the face. And I kind of gave the code word as in like, what are you being taught at karate? And he's like, oh, to fight. I'm like, to block a punch. So if someone hurts you, you block it and then you tell the teacher. But we were I think he was too caught up in the whole sex education kind of chat about and then he's progressed on to like fighting and punching. So then he basically went to school the next day and just punched this lad back and said,
punched him.
Mummy, what I took from that is I've punched a today.
Oh God. Okay,
I know,
so
I had a phone call and it was really awkward about school, and I thought they were asking me about sex education.
Yeah.
So I immediately jumped to the defensive and started talking about, how Bradley visualised sex education, and I wasn't sure what I should say. And they were like, oh, we're just ringing to talk about Bradley having a fight at school. And then my reaction was like, oh, okay, did he win? Or and it was like, who came out on top? Because that's all I'm bothered about. And I just thought to myself,
the sex.
How big is yours then, Mr. Smith? But I was like, this is just, so I feel a little bit like goes back to like my parenting triumph of like the whole working mum kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then equally you get so flustered and,
all the tabs open. Yes. Wrong end of the call. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, so my whole waffly concept of what I do with everything just came out with a teacher at school, and I was talking about sex, and I'd actively encourage my child to go and kick out somebody else at school. So I'm like, now moving forward, just still ask your dad.
Just to remind our lovely listeners, we have teamed up with Jet2 Holidays, which was fabulous. And we have a win of the week.
Love it. Some of them are so funny. We struggle to pick through them, don't we, to read them out?
We do. And this one came in from a lovely lady called Emma, and she DM'd me. And she says, last night, my kid tried to negotiate staying up late. I said, sure, if you can help me with the dishwasher. They looked at the sink, looked at me, then silently turned around and marched straight to bed. Victory unlocked. That's a great win.
And to all of you at home, thank you so much for sending in your dilemmas and your wins of the week. We need them.
Nothing beats that just booked feeling, especially when you know you've secured your dream Jet2 holiday early and can spread the cost all the way to summer. Get that just booked feeling now with just a £60 deposit per person. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Package holidays you can trust.
She first captivated audiences as the famously unfiltered Made in Chelsea star, and since then, she's built up quite the empire.
Today, she is not only running her hugely successful clothing company, but also championing veganism to her millions of followers. But her most important role at the moment is being a mum to her baby boy.
Please welcome TV icon, businesswoman, author, and an incredible mother. It's Lucy Watson.
All right.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
That was quite the intro.
Wow.
My
Do you
God,
like
I
it?
don't know
We
how
wanted
to
to
feel.
We could
nice
see
and
you were
welcome.
kind of going like,
Whoa.
that's me, guys.
Oh my goodness.
We're talking
okay.
about you right there.
Yeah.
How are you? How's your journey in? Any
good.
mothering meltdowns on the way?
Oh no, actually, no, I'm all good. It was a long old journey, but I ended up just having a really peaceful time. As you can imagine, with long journeys on your own.
Oh God, it's like being in a spa.
Oh, I thought you'd been really sarcastic then, but yeah,
No,
actually just
it's-
on your own. And then you say you're by yourself and it's like, really?
I think-
How delicious.
I think the driver probably thought I was f***ing rude because they got in and put my headphones on. I think I said hi, and then I just was like in the zone.
I think that's fine.
Just zone out and just,
yeah,
this is time for me.
absolutely. Did he want to chat?
He didn't.
fine.
He didn't really want to chat, which was great.
That's great.
Can you request it when you have an
They
Uber? You
do.
can request like not to speak to them.
Yeah,
Can we do that with our kids, please? Like on a morning, can I just request no conversation pre 7 a.m, please? That would be nice.
I don't
We'll
have
give
the
it a go.
combos, yeah.
I doubt it will work, but
No,
I'd
it
like to
would
give
never
it a
work.
go.
It wouldn't.
So how old is your little boy?
So he's 21 months. We're still in the kind of, when does it get out of the months? 2?
Some
Stop
people
the
carry
months.
on for ages, don't they? When you're
Yeah.
like, how old is he? It's like, he's 49 months and 2 days. You're like,
I think I just went by clothing. I think you go up to like, it says
Yeah,
up to
well-
18 months and then it goes 2 to 3 or something.
I feel like at this age, every month they're so different.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
so
So-
much changes in the months.
Yeah. So like 21 months to me, it feels like he's like so old, you know, and the months are just flying by. But I guess after 2, maybe I'll stop with the months.
Is he in the terrible twos phase yet? Are you experiencing any meltdowns?
So he is not yet. I'm sure it's coming.
It might not.
I
It might
keep
not.
touching wood, but he is very chilled and very just like easygoing. And he does have little meltdowns and things, and they're just really cute. Like, I don't know why.
It's such a cute
The little
age.
meltdowns, like, I respect it. And I let him have his moment, you know.
what
If
do you do
he's-
when he's having a tantrum or if he's like frustrated?
Just kind of watch. Is that
Yeah.
weird? I just kind of watch him. Like,
No, I quite often say,
it's-
let me know when you finish.
Yeah.
I'll just be here waiting for you to stop being a
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is, and I learnt this the hard way and probably learnt this with my third, and I wish I knew this with my first, is when they're having a tantrum, they're not really with it.
No.
Sometimes just like, let's have a hug, let's hug it out.
Yeah.
Even if you are seething. And it just,
Most of the time, that's what they need, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? I read this thing online, and it's this American lady, and she was like, "This is a way to approach tantrums." I think I'd Googled it at like 2 a.m. Like, why is my kid being such a And this woman was like to say, we both need to self-regulate. I'm going to take 5 minutes and go into another room. And I was thinking, if I said that to my 2-year-old whilst she's having a tantrum, she'd be like, because she wants me there.
Of course,
And it's
yeah.
like, I'm too emotional to have this conversation right now. It's like, I wouldn't say that to a 2-year-old.
Just make it about you and just ditch. Yeah.
Just like, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 in a room by yourself, pull everything down. Like,
Yeah.
it's
a lot.
It is
Yeah.
a lot. It is.
How long does it last?
My dad says forever.
Yeah.
So with me. No, they say like for up to about 3.5 when kids can they have that social understanding of actually people are watching me and I don't want people to have an opinion of me behaving in a certain way. I found that was like a bit of a turning point.
For me, it was when they started school.
It's funny though when you see, like with my daughter, she's a bit fussy and my boys are a bit fussy with their eating. And it's like, oh, she won't eat spices or she won't eat like raw fish. And then they're like at nursery, oh yeah, Annabelle ate all this. And you're like, how? And then when I've been to pick Annabelle or my kids up in the past, they're all just sat around the table.
I know, it's amazing,
eating
isn't it? It's
perfectly,
amazing. You're like, how do you
trying
do
everything,
this?
but they just watch each other. But this is a really interesting topic with you, Lucy, about veganism. And obviously, how long have you been a vegan for now?
So 10 years.
10 years.
10 years in January. Yeah, so a long time.
And what made you become a vegan in the first place?
So it was ethical reasons.
Yeah.
More just like I grew up on a working farm, and so I just basically didn't want to be causing harm to animals, and I found that I actually just like prefer this way anyway for health reasons too.
Yeah.
And your
But primarily
son's
ethical reasons. Yeah, he's
vegan
also
as well.
vegan. Yeah.
And how does that work? I don't know if you're there yet with like
Yeah.
birthday parties or anything
Oh,
like
God.
that. Like, how does that work?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I've got quite a lot of vegan friends with kids that are older, and I do speak to them about it, and they just kind of say you've got to kind of be a little bit more relaxed when it comes to birthday parties, because I don't ever want him to feel excluded from anything, and I can't turn up to every birthday party with a vegan cake, or maybe I can, I don't know.
Oh, I had a vegan cake for my baby shower and it was amazing.
So,
Well, yeah,
that's so good. I've ever had.
There's like no real difference when it comes
Oh
to
my
baked
God, it
goods.
was
So it's kind of like
absolutely
one of
delicious.
the easiest things
Yeah.
to replace. So long as he's not ever feeling like he is left out or he's excluded from something, like I would never ever want him to
Yeah.
feel like that. So I guess when he is able to make informed choices, he's able to do that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
absolutely.
stand in the way.
Yeah.
So,
And how did you navigate that during pregnancy? The only reason I say that, I was vegan for about 3 years.
Oh, really?
And my husband, like, for health reasons.
Yeah.
And I found out I was pregnant, and I found you do like a questionnaire. Like the second question I was asked is, "You're not vegan, are you?"
Really?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, really?
Yeah.
From who?
From the health
your
visitor,
doctor?
from who I spoke to, had to do this questionnaire with, because they kind of really relayed to me that I couldn't get enough protein
Wow.
to assist me to grow a baby
That's
with a
crazy.
vegan diet.
That's such
And that
misinformation.
was that'd be like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah, that's really crazy. And the thing is, the body doesn't know where it's getting the nutrients from. It doesn't think, oh, you've just had a steak, so I'm gonna, whatever. This is a better form of this. It just takes the nutrients from whatever you're eating. And if you've got all of that in your food, then it doesn't know any different.
When you were pregnant, did you have any cravings maybe for like a bit of meat or something?
People did ask me that. I didn't. I actually gagged at the smell. So like if I was around it, it made me even more so like not into it. And I just craved apples. Like I always say this, like my child is literally like from the first trimester, it just basically was an apple. Like he was just literally, that's all I ate was apples.
That's pretty healthy then,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's not
Is
bad.
it though? Is it? Like I don't think it is. But they say a baby is like a parasite. They will take what they need from you.
Yeah.
So they'll take it from your bones. They'll take it from your blood. They'll take it from like
Wow.
your tissue, like everything. They'll just take what they need. So yeah. But
I mean,
no
I'm not going to
cravings
lie,
for
I was
me.
on a bag of Malwams every day, so I sound like a right fat compared to you. But
I'm vegetarian. And
Yeah.
when I was pregnant with my boys, maybe not my daughter, I absolutely craved ham.
Really?
But like the really cheap,
oh, the fake
wafer
stuff.
thin,
Yeah.
I've heard
whatever.
a few people say that
Like-
about wafer thin ham.
I had to have it. I remember someone walked past me and I got a smell of it and I literally left and, God, I'm actually salivating out the idea of it. What's wrong with me?
I wonder what it is about that then.
I don't know.
Because normally that
And
means that there's
salt?
a vitamin. There is, yeah,
Maybe
could have been
salt,
salt.
yeah.
Yeah, there's something in that food
Yeah.
that your brain associates that
I
you
was
need.
just-
Like, what could that have been?
Don't know.
So the Michelin star meal that you get, I mean, did you give birth in a hospital, an
I did.
NHS hospital?
It was an NHS hospital, but I did have a private birth.
So you would have had.
But you know what? I got Deliveroo.
What about the tea and toast?
Oh, I don't.
You haven't experienced it.
I didn't experience it. I don't know what I had. I think this is so bad. I think I had an acai bowl.
It's
what I
like, let me tell you.
Sorry,
okay,
what's tea and toast? I didn't have tea and toast.
Yeah, what is tea and toast?
right.
What do you mean after you
lasses.
give birth in a
So
hospital?
you've given birth.
Yeah.
You've either been severed in half,
Yeah.
or you've pushed a watermelon out your flour.
Yeah.
You are exhausted.
Yeah.
You're starving, and then the midwife is going to say, "Do you want some tea and toast?"
I did not get
and you're
my
like,
tea and toast.
"Yes, I do." It's the most amazing thing you will ever eat in your entire life. Tea and toast after you've given birth. Lashings of butter.
Nope, didn't get
Comes
it.
on a plastic NHS plate, and it is the best thing you've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Oh my
I did
God,
not
it's
get tea and
so
toast.
good. And you've
When-
got a Deliveroo.
Well, when you get given, did you have epidurals?
No.
No.
What's wrong with you?
I wanted to feel it ripping my
I don't know.
insides out.
Actually, I wanted it. I was screaming for it, but she just looked me up and down like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, natural birth.
Yeah,
no,
three
pain-
times.
no
I
pain
wanted
relief.
it, but,
Look, 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
my first one I gave birth at home with nothing, but I
Yeah.
was stupid. I didn't know what was coming. No, actually, I take that back. I wasn't stupid. I
could not.
wanted to feel it, and I did.
Yeah, but you do though, don't you? It's like
Yeah.
But
the-
why do you want to feel it? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Apparently not. No.
I really, especially, so I was fully dilated when I got to the hospital, my second. And the first one was awful, but I did that naturally and then without pain relief. And then the second one, I was like very dilated when I
Yeah.
got to hospital. So he just kind of shot out like a
Yeah.
bullet. And then everyone was like, oh, it's like shelling peas with your third. And I was like, I want to do this naturally. And honest to God, I was about to punch the doctor in the face because he was like, well, I'm not going to give you an induction. We'll just let you keep going as it is. And I remember being like, I've been doing this. And then they do that whole thing where it's, you're only 2 centimetres dilated. And you're like, please help me. This is
You're
awful.
lying.
Didn't enjoy myself. But would I do it again? Absolutely.
Yeah, I see. I would. I know this. So I'm guessing you had an epidural.
Yeah, but I was induced.
Okay.
There's something, I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying to like back
that-
myself up here, but they say that when you're given the oxytocin
It's
drip,
awful.
that the
Yeah, yeah.
pain is like really, really, really bad. And I think it's really bad anyway, but I could not, like, there's no way I could have got through that. Like that pain
Well,
was just-
inductions is like forcing your body
Yeah.
to do something it's not quite ready for.
Exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
where it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I definitely did want an epidural.
You did, but
especially
you
for my
did it too
second.
late, or-
They said I was already
too-
4, 5 seconds. I was at the point where they don't give it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So maybe
Annabelle's,
they might
Annabelle's
have
head
screwed you
was
over a little
out,
bit.
and I said to the doctor, I was like, I want one of them fucking epidurals. And they're like, it's one more push. I was like, I'm not doing it. And he's like, its head's out. And I was like, I don't like it anymore. It's almost like I want to go like, psh, just slap me across the face and like, shut up and push, and then give us a bed back.
I have huge respect, because like, no way. But there was a point when I was like, you know what? You don't get a medal at the end for doing this without pain relief. So I just got to get through this, and I had to have it. But I ended up in an emergency C-section.
Did you?
Yeah. Anyway, so
And was that quite scary? Was it all a bit of a rush? Or?
Yeah, I think it was really scary. I was like, I'd done like 18 hours of labor, and I was just like,
Oh my
I think
God.
I did like the first 6 naturally, and then I was like, I can't do this. He was huge, like I said, he was huge.
How heavy was he? How big was he?
Well, it wasn't, bless him, it wasn't that he was really heavy. He was 7'7", but he was a week early. So he would have been quite a big baby had we gone the full term, but his head was quite big.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Top
Everyone
percentile
winces,
for that
don't they?
one.
It's like when you speak to people that say if their baby's like over like 10 pounds, like my brother was over 10 pounds.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I remember my mum just
mum.
saying like, it was really painful, Hannah. Really painful. And then my first came out and he was like 7, 8. And I was like, oh my God, he must have been about 15 pounds. And it's like, no, he wasn't. And I have so much respect for my mum.
Oh my God, your
Because
poor mum.
like, but I'm half Scottish, and my great grandfather and his wife had 8 sons, and they all weighed a stone each.
What?
I'm not joking. They were all 6'4", 6'5".
Why did she need 8?
She was about 5'7".
Did she get 8 boys?
She had 8 sons that
Was she
all
trying
weighed.
to get a girl, sorry.
Tried to get. Well, she would have birthed a woman as size.
She wanted a girl.
Jesus.
She wanted a girl.
Yeah, I think she gave up after 8. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my great grandfather was huge.
Back then there was just like, you just had to just...
She wouldn't have had pain relief, would she?
No. Just be like, get on with it.
That would have, yeah.
I would have liked to go like full term and just like see what happened and not have to get induced, but he had the cord around his neck and his head and his shoulders, we found out later down the line. So it was like,
Oh God! So is that why you had to have the emergency?
It was just, we didn't know, like, she was like, it's just not that safe. But I think now that I've had a C-section, I don't think I can go down the whole like vaginal route anyway. I just have to keep doing it.
Whatever you want, really. Whatever you like.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares anyway, do they?
Yeah,
Isn't
as
it
long as
funny
the
the
baby's
pressure
here and- yeah.
that you put on yourself beforehand?
Yeah.
Like when we said about pain relief, for a second I was like, oh no, I didn't have pain relief. And you're like, oh yeah. You forget all these things,
Yeah.
but in that moment when you're pregnant, it's so like, oh God, you know, when I meet friends from like NCT courses or groups that I go to, and they'll say, was it a natural birth or was it a
Yeah.
C-section or did you have pain? It's like literally no one gives
No
a shit. It's like
cares.
just get the baby out
No.
safely. That's all.
Did you have a fabulous baby shower, push present?
I did not actually. I really wish that I had, but I just
Yeah.
feel like in my position, I get gifted a lot of stuff, and I just didn't really want to like make my friends come and like give me loads of gifts. You know, I just felt like that was just a bit greedy. But I also love baby showers. Like I love watching videos of baby showers and gender reveals and everything. I did a gender reveal, but just with my family.
You did do one.
I did do a gender reveal.
How did you do it?
We just did a cake in the garden, and we just didn't know what the colour was going to be inside. And it was
Yeah.
just our family there, and then we just cut the cake and yeah.
Did you have a hunch that you were having a boy?
I did, because I kept dreaming about a boy, but if I'm being honest, I really imagined myself with a girl. So I think I was like, ooh. And then afterwards, my husband was like, you know, we're going to do all this together. We're going to go motorbiking. We're going to go quad biking. We're going to dirt, but like all the things. And he was like saying all stuff. And it just made me really upset, because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so left out of this group. Like they're going to be doing all these things together, and I'm going to be so left out.
And now he's here, you realise that he's probably like the biggest mummy's boy
I'm
ever.
like, thank God, in a way. Like, I just love him. I can't imagine having a daughter now.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's the best. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, boys are so lovely, aren't they?
They are.
They
So
really love. They
loving.
really love their mums as well.
And
They
what
are
was it
really
like
lovely.
for you, like the whole journey of like meeting your husband, and like how different are you now to when you were in Made in Chelsea? Like how much
Yeah.
has your life changed?
Oh God. Well, I met him on Made in Chelsea, so the producers cast him on the show, and
And you didn't know him at all before
I
that?
think I'd met him in a club, but it's so mean. I didn't remember him when I met him on the show, and I think he'd remember me, but I must have been just really drunk when I met him and not remembered, because you would not forget him, but I must have just been hammered when I met him. But yeah, we just like, it was kind of an instant attraction, and then we just got to know each other, and yeah, I guess I've changed a lot. I did date quite a lot of people on the show, and there was like quite a lot of the hits.
You had a
and-
great time on Made in Chelsea, didn't you?
I
Is that what you're
did.
trying to say?
I had a great time, but I think I ended up with James, and like I just kind of knew that it was something I wanted to protect.
Yeah.
So it just felt like something I didn't want to have to do the whole like drama and everything with, and I think was a part to play in why I ended up leaving.
So did you both leave at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
To protect your relationship, was that why?
It wasn't the main reason. It wasn't the only reason. It was one of many.
Yeah.
It'd been a while, and there was so many other things I wanted to do, and it takes up a lot of your time. And like,
is it scripted at all?
no, so you can't say, I wouldn't say like, oh, I was handed a script every day. And but I think obviously it's produced, so there's producers who have an idea of what they want to play out, and sometimes it doesn't happen the way that they would imagine it to happen, but I think like they'll kind of, there's things that are set up, like you don't just bump into people, you know, every hour, like bump into your ex here and bump into this person there and your worst enemy or whatever here, like that's all kind of set up.
And do you know that it's set up before it happens?
You never know who you're going to see.
Oh, really?
So you would just like turn up to film, and like sometimes you'd know who you're filming with, or sometimes you just would have no clue, and then you just in a conversation with someone that we genuinely have bumped into them, but like it's been orchestrated.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
just
yeah.
imagine, do you know, when you're due on your period and somebody's there and you're just like, not today, bitch. And like that would just make the best TV.
That was me every day. That was literally me every day. And
Because you're renowned for kind of being unfiltered as well.
I'm quite a fiery person. I have got like quite a fiery personality, and like always have done. So I think being on a show like that, it just like enhanced it really.
And going back to becoming a mother, how did that affect you and your identity? Like you've been this reality star, and then you're kind of thrown into the real depths of motherhood. Like, did it make you question your identity?
I love it so much. Being a mum is just like the most amazing, life-changing, like incredible thing that's ever happened to me. And my
Should
son is
somebody
my
remind
world.
you of that like 2 a.m. when you're otherwise like,
It's that thing, isn't it? When you're like, you don't want them, you want them to go to bed, and you're like, God, can you just go to bed? And then when he goes, and then he's asleep, and you're like, I miss him. Like,
so
I literally
true.
miss him.
sat there with a
It's
monitor
so
like, oh, look,
true.
baby, it's just moved. It's moving.
I did it last night. I crept in and I gave my daughter a kiss, and she's sleeping there, and she started to stir, and I was like, no. Oh my God. Like backing away. It was like, no,
Like
why
stand
do
in
I
the
do
room
that?
like, like, why are you doing that, mummy? I'm just checking you're asleep. I'm just going out, pretend I'm not here, go back to sleep.
You're asleep.
Yeah.
Dream. Oh, yeah. But I guess being a mother took you onto your next path of your clothing line.
Yeah. So I think when I was pregnant, one of the things I really struggled with was like dressing. I was just like, what the f*** do I wear? Like, you're growing so rapidly. I mean, at each stage to the next, like some days you'll just wake up and you'll just be so massive, and you're like, nothing fits me. Everything online's hideous, and you know, maternity bras, all this kind of thing. I breastfed my son for 14 months, so I was in and out of breastfeeding, like maternity wear. I just couldn't find anything that I liked. And a lot of it is like polyester and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't really want to be wearing like microplastics while I'm like feeding my kid. And my business partner and we just decided to come up with this maternity range. And also we do underwear for everyone. We don't just do underwear. Like, we want to do like full circle, where it's like you come into being pregnant, you want to buy nice maternity wear, and then you go into postpartum and you want to wear something that feels super comfortable still, but like feels like you. So we kind of take women full circle with that kind of stuff, and it's just been like the most amazing thing to do. We just came out with a new range last week.
And what do you
range.
sell then within the range?
So we do maternity bras and we do non-maternity bras, underwear basically, mainly underwear with a little bit of loungewear on the side.
And my maternity bras, I remember, were really quite ugly.
Yeah, they're not something you want to ever look at ever again, are they?
No, I mean, I couldn't wait to get rid of them.
It's that feeling, you know, when you pull your top up and then you pull the bra down and you try and get, if you're in a cafe and you've got your muslin square, you're trying to do the clip at the top, trying to expose the tit. And it's like, you just have to pull it down and get your whole boob out. It's so...
Yeah. I'm guessing yours aren't like that.
No, well, we have a mix. So we have the pull to the side and we have the clips. But it's interesting. A lot of people prefer the clips, which I found quite interesting because for me, I think I prefer just whipping it out, like pull to the side, night or day.
I had the clips. I remember feeling after a while, like I'm a superhero. I remember like just, you know, getting the boob out, feeding, and then maybe clipping it on like really quick, like click, done.
There's a satisfying noise with the click.
Yeah,
there
it
is
was really
satisfying.
Yes, it was satisfying.
But if you can't get it in the right position, you're
then
already
that's really
overstimulated, then it can be hard.
And the baby's like, oh my God. So Barry the trucker's watching you in the cafe, like, across.
You know what? I never really got comfortable with feeding in public. Like, it's so bad, and I wish I was. I fed probably 2 or 3 times in public, and maybe I'd be different if I had another one, but I just was so shy.
Did you not have one of those?
I did, but God, he was thrashing around underneath it, and it would just be like this moving thing underneath, like a blanket, and
you get hot and sweaty. You're like, I just don't want to be here. I just want to be at my sofa.
Yeah,
no, I get that. I get that.
I think especially as they get older and you're still feeding, and it's like when they get distracted as well, and they just come off. And
or they just keep your nipple in their mouth and move their head like that anyway.
And your boob is just there, and you're just like, wow, it's just there for everyone to see.
You know, like a chewed up drumstick lolly when you pull it.
Oh,
that was like my nipple with my
exactly
third.
Like that.
Oh my
gosh, that's a great explanation. That's exactly what it's like.
Literally like that, isn't it?
What we're left with in the end. So we've just actually created this new range, which is like the softest. We called it our Cloud Air range, and it kind of feels sexy too, which is quite hard with maternity.
Yeah.
But I wanted people to be able to wear something that feels like them and they feel confident in, and they don't just feel like that frumpy, like...
Yeah, absolutely. What's the name of your company? Renew.
I love that you've had that experience,
nice.
And you've gone, do you know what? I can't find anything. I'm going to just create.
Yeah, and we didn't know if there was a market for it, because we were like, is it that people just want to wear ugly nursing bras? Like, maybe it's just like one of those things where you're just like, you're in this kind of stage of life and you're not feeling yourself and you just want functionality. You don't really care about the aesthetics, but it turns out people do want.
Yeah. I had maternity bras that were, as I said, really dull and gross. And then I had the other spectrum, which was super sexy, and I was like, I don't feel sexual right now. Like, this is the canteen. This is like a no-go area right now.
It's a good word for it.
Yeah, it was the canteen.
And also, like, the really hyper sexy maternity bras tend to be like lacy and itchy.
It was lacy. It was itchy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so itchy, and my nails like that on my nipple.
Cutting it
Because you're sleeping in them, aren't you? So you're wearing them like 24/7.
Yeah.
So you don't want anything with any wire or like anything that's going to make you be like, oh God.
Exactly. So it turns out people do want them, and it's been an amazing venture for us. And I love doing it because I'm working on something that I'm really passionate about, and that I'm kind of creating products for me that I love as well. And I'm working with pregnant women, babies. Like, it's so fun.
My sister-in-law is about to give birth. Like literally any day now, so I will get her a Renew bra as a gift, because it's nice to give the mum a gift after they've given birth.
I think so, and we do get a lot of friends and husbands and things purchasing Renew, and like sometimes I'm a little bit of a creep and I like read the little notes that people write, because it just cheers me up on a day. Like, if I'm just scrolling through the orders and I see like little cute notes, I'm just like, people are so nice.
What do they say?
There are nice people.
Any
just like thank you so much, or like, you've done amazingly, or like to help continue with your breastfeeding journey, or like, I don't know, just
that's lovely.
So many like nice messages. Like,
there's such a stigma like around breastfeeding. So you fed your little boy till he was 14 months, and did anybody, because everyone has an opinion, don't they?
I got a lot more like grossed out looks than I thought I would get.
Did you?
Yeah.
By men and women, or?
I think women, I was so surprised by it because I was just like, this is like, it's hard. And like, obviously all feeding is hard and having a baby is hard. But I just feel like, be supportive. You know,
yeah,
like
So they were kind of looking at you, judging as if like, oh, you shouldn't be feeding now.
as
kind
if
of
like
thing.
it was weird.
Yeah, but we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
if you decided to not breastfeed, which lots of women do, you still get the whole like, oh, you know that breast is best. And then you do breastfeed and you're in public, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like, when do you get a
You
break?
literally can't win. And people will always have an opinion.
There was also supportive people around me, but I just feel like sometimes it was a bit kind of gross, and it's almost like it's been sexualized in a way. Like to feed your baby past a certain age is like there's something that's been sexualized about it, and I'm like, this is like what we have boobs for.
It's nature. That
Yeah.
exactly. That is
Yeah.
why
The
we have
milk is there
breasts.
for them.
It's
And it will
exactly.
keep going
Yeah.
till God knows that, you know.
And how did you come about stopping breastfeeding?
It's going to sound really like shallow, but it was a hen do.
I totally get it.
Listen, right, I was
hen do.
about to go and get face, and I was like, "You're done, hun. We're done."
That is why I think that's how a lot of women decide to.
It was my first trip away.
Yeah, no,
It
that
was
totally
my
makes
first
sense.
ever trip away.
It's 14
and
months. You deserved a break.
He
Yeah.
was eating a lot of food, and it was like whittling down anyway. I feel like the milk was kind of just, you know, there wasn't a lot left anyway. We were doing like 2 feeds a day. And then I had this hen do coming up, and I knew about it for months before, and I kind of always set it as my goal, and I reached it, and then I was like, you know what, it's perfect, because how on earth was I going to stop in his presence?
Yeah.
You know, and he was fine. He was
I was
totally
going to ask,
fine.
was it a matter of just you not there? There's a bottle.
He was
go
totally
for it.
fine. He went on to a plant-based like milk instead, which was great. He loved it. He didn't give a
And how were you? Like going
I
on the
was
hen do?
beside
'cause-
myself.
Yeah, I was
were
going to
you?
say.
Yeah,
like-
it is.
I was like,
It's
I was
an
milking
era.
myself in the sink for the girls, and they were all looking at me like, what? I was giving them all an education on the breast, basically, and what happens and how it just sprays out and all different. But I had to kind of milk myself when I was there, because obviously it was, you know, when you're trying to stop and
course,
it's like still there, and you're like, oh my God, it's still here. But I think I felt like the hormones of it, your body kind of goes into a drop, doesn't it? And it makes you feel sad. And I felt like, oh my God, are we not going to be connected anymore? You know, like it's going to be so sad. But ultimately, it was a lot easier to do, you know, to leave him for work and do all these things. And also not having milk in my boobs felt a lot nicer. But then you get left with nothing.
Yeah, you get
And you're like,
nicer.
oh, my boobs are gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. That's great.
And they're not in the same position they were in like a year and a bit ago. Like, what's happened there?
So one of the reasons we started this podcast is because we like to know that as mothers, we are all in this together, and we talk about our parenting fails. Do you have any you can share with us?
I don't think it's a fail, but it feels a little bit like a fail. Is originally, and I'm sure there's so many people that can relate to this, when we had my son, we were like, we're never going to do screen time until he's like, until he's like 5 or whatever. It's so bad.
You set the bar at 5. Wow.
Yeah, no, we were like, we did all this research about it, and we were actually quite judgy of people who did do it. And we were like, we're just never going to be those kind of parents, you know? And we've eased into it, and it's like almost like a fail and a win, because I feel like it does make life easier. Car journeys in particular, I think if you're doing a long car journey,
Absolutely.
that's not fun for them.
No, it's not.
They're sitting there all strapped in, and it's so uncomfy, and it's like they don't know where they're going and why they're there, and they just want to move. And we found a couple of like little shows that he likes, but it is getting to the point now where more every time it ends, and I'm like, oh God, it's getting addicted. But
That's where you're like, babe, we're not doing screen time. And then you lean across and you're like, quick, get the other episode on. Quick, next. It's going to kick off in a minute if we can't see one more Peppa Pig.
that loading on Netflix, and it's like the next episode coming, and they're about to have a meltdown. Yeah, no. So look, I don't see it as a fail. I wish I had been a little bit more open-minded about it in the first place. And now I'm like, actually, he's got a few shows. I was brought up on TV.
Yeah,
I watched cartoons like back to back.
Yeah,
and look,
I did.
if you can parent without it, amazing. I think that's incredible. But it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
Just gonna
and
say that.
I think majority of people listening also would let their child watch a bit of TV.
Peppa Pig could be a little bit longer though. I feel like they could maybe do like a 15-20 minute one. So then you could have a shower, do the washing, empty the dishwasher, put everything away over the house.
That's
Like,
true,
right, mummy's ready.
How is one supposed to make a meal for their child while, and not have them just, I don't know, cause some kind of destruction or hurt themselves in the process? It's the only thing I think that they will literally sit still without clinging onto your leg or like wanting to be picked up.
Lucy, thank you so much for coming on. We've loved
Thank
talking
you.
to you.
Thanks for having me,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
So nice.
I loved the words of wisdom. Like, you guys are so much further into the
we
parenting
try,
game.
we
And
try.
And we still haven't got a f***ing clue what we're doing.
I didn't get my
so-
tea and toast. I'm still fuming about that.
It doesn't
I
taste the same unless you've just birthed a human out your
I
flower.
didn't get it
so-
twice.
Shocking. If you want to manifest some sunshine and think about where you could be jetting off to this year, you can find the link to Jet 2 Holidays in our YouTube description.
Also, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that jazz. It really helps us grow, and it's lovely to hear from you. So thank you so much.